Welcome to NASA Space News. Today, we will discuss SpaceX's recent move in Starbase Boca Chica, stacking two Starship prototypes simultaneously for the first time in 10 months. In mid-October, SpaceX started stacking the latter prototype inside Starbase's midbay, the first visible Starship assembly operation in almost 2.5 months. For the past 6 months, SpaceX has focused on super heavy production as it attempts to test a rocket altogether for the first time. Meanwhile, Starship assembly, which already had a lengthy history of ground and flight testing, came to a halt, while Starship component manufacture continued without any issue. Starships are built by bending steel rolls, sheets, and billets into structures and rings. For noses, domes, and header tanks, laser or water jet cut steel gores are welded together. Unspooled metal sheets are cut into bits and fused into individual rings, which are then stacked and robotically welded together around their perimeter. And to improve the stiffness and strength, they use stiffener rings and stringers added to the ring sections, which are 9 meters or 30 feet wide and 2 to 4 rings tall, 3.6 to 7.3 meters or 12 to 24 feet. After the basic structure is built, parts are cut out or welded on to create structural supports, pass-through, and mounts for avionics, batteries, wiring, power, and communications, plumbing, mechanical systems, and more. And with thousands of studs soldered onto ships by robotic arms, anchors for heat shield panels are formed. Starship and Super Heavy both feature 3 partially formed ring segments that are sleeved around tank domes at some point. Finally, during the early stages of a Starship's or Super Heavy's existence, SpaceX begins assembling the actual spaceship from the numerous components. Despite the fact that weeks or even months of work normally precede that milestone, the first stack is still the point at which SpaceX decides whether or not to turn those elements into an actual vehicle. In the near future, the tank portion of Starship S21 will be wheeled from the midbay to the high bay for nose installation, while Starship S22's tank section will be topped off with its engine section and leg skirt. Both spacecraft might be fully loaded and ready for qualification testing as early as January, just in time for Starship's maiden orbital launch attempts. Meanwhile, SpaceX is preparing components of the Starship S23 as well as the B6 and B7 Super Heavy rockets for possible assembly later this year or early next year. And that's it for today. Like, share, and subscribe if you want to keep updated with the latest space news. Thanks for watching.